Okay students, myself Komal Walde. Today we are discuss about the male reproductive system of human. In the human male reproductive system, it consists three parts. Primary male organ, it is known as the gonads. It is known as the gonad, and in male reproductive system, the male gonad is testis. Again, along with the primary male gonad, primary male organ, there is accessory ducts as well as glands also present in the human male reproductive system. Okay, so firstly we discuss about the male gonad or primary male organ, that is testes. Testes are present in a pair. It is 2 in number. It is oval in shape. The length of the testis is 4 to 5 centimeter and the width of the testis is 2 to 3 centimeter, as well as the thickness of the testis is 3 centimeter. Testes are present in the pouch-like organ. Testis means the pair of testes is present in the pouch-like organ which is known as the scrotum. In fetal stage, the testes are present in the abdominal cavity, and later on it descends down in the scrotal sac, and after reaching to the scrotal sac, it is permanently present, or it is, we can say it is permanently present in scrotum or scrotal sac. Now the testes, or in the TS of testis, we study about the testes. In TS of testis, the testis has, first we see in the LS of testis, it is the LS of testis, in which the testis is differentiated into 200 to 300 tube-like structure, thin tube-like structure, that is the lobules. Means 200 to 300 lobules are present in each testis, and along with the lobules there is, means all lobules are interconnected to the network form. The lobules are interconnected in network form which is known as the retetestis, which is known as the retetestis. In the male reproductive system, we can say that the vas deferens which attached to the testis and vas deferens is attached to the epidermis. Now lobules are 200 to 300 in nature, and each lobule consists 3 to 4 seminiferous tubule. Each lobule contain 3 to 4 seminiferous tubule. These are also the tube-like in structure, and the seminiferous tubule consists the detailed structure of. Now, the seminiferous tubule, here we can say that easily we are understand the seminiferous tubule. Each seminiferous tubule, or sorry, each lobule has 3 to 4 seminiferous tubule. So these three are the seminiferous tubule. Now the seminiferous tubule consists germinal epithelium cell. Before we going on the seminiferous tubule, the TS of testis is made up from the collagenous connective tissue, means the wall of the testis is made up from the collagenous connective tissue, and that wall of the testis is known as tunica albuginea. This is the tunica albuginea. The wall of testis is tunica albuginea. The tunica albuginea is outerly connected by the tunica albuginea is outerly connected by a thin wall which is known as the tunica vaginalis. The tunica albuginea is covered by the breaking wall that is known as the tunica vaginalis. Here it is the tunica albuginea. And it is connected by, it is covered by tunica vaginalis. It is the tunica vaginalis. Tunica vaginalis. Inner to the tunica albuginea there is a layer, which is connected to the seminiferous tubule, and this innermost layer of the tunica albuginea is known as tunica vasculosa. Tunica vasculosa are formed the seminiferous tubule and lobule. So now we move on the seminiferous tubule. This is the detailed structure of seminiferous tubule. And TS of testis, we studied the TS of testis. Now it has 3 to 4 seminiferous tubule is present in the each lobule, and seminiferous tubule is made up from the basement membrane. It is the basement membrane. It is the basement membrane. Okay. The seminiferous tubule consists a layer of cells that is known as the germinal epithelium. This layer is known as the germinal epithelium, and from the germinal epithelium it undergo the process of spermatogenesis. The cells of germinal epithelium are undergo the process of spermatogenesis. Means what? From the germinal epithelium it form the sperm or male gamete. Okay. There is the germinal epithelium are present. In between the germinal epithelium there is a long cylindrical shape structure are seen. In between germinal epithelium there is the cylindrical pyramidal structure are seen. That cells is known as the Sertoli cells. That cell are known as the Sertoli cell. In the process of spermatogenesis or in the process of gametogenesis, the Sertoli cell give nutrition to the developing of sperms. Means it provide the nutrition to the development of sperm from germinal epithelium to the spermatozoa. That's why the Sertoli cell is also known as nurse cell. This Sertoli cells is also known as the nurse cell. Okay. Now germinal epithelium and Sertoli cell in the seminiferous tubule, there is germinal epithelium is undergo spermatogenesis and it's converted into the spermatids. There are spermatids also. Means the process of gametogenesis takes place from the germinal epithelium. It undergo gametogenesis, then it turns into or develop into the spermatids. Now the spermatids are again developed into the primary spermacide. It is primary spermacide. Okay, it is. Primary spermacide. These primary spermacide after the complete maturity is developed into secondary spermatocyte, and lastly the product of gametogenesis means sperm is developed. We can say that the spermatozoa is also developed. In TS of testis along with the seminiferous tubule there is small group of cells are present. Small group of cells are present which is known as the interstitial cells. That interstitial cells is also known as the Leydig cell or cells of Leydig. The small group of cells is known as the interstitial cell or Leydig cells. It secretes the male hormone or male sex hormone, that is the testosterone or androgen. Means the function of that interstitial cell, it secretes and it produces the male hormone, that is testosterone, and it helps in the process of the gametogenesis or in the spermatogenesis. Now, along with the seminiferous tubule, interstitial cells, there is a colloidal structure is seen, that is connective tissue. Means the membrane or the testis is made up from that connective tissue, and in between that connective tissue there is blood vessels also present. Means the TS of testis is consists what? Seminiferous tubule, interstitial cells which provide which secrete the male hormone, male sex hormone, androgen or testosterone. The seminiferous are it produce what? Sperms. Produce means it take part in the process of spermatogenesis. That is the detailed structure of TS of testis. Okay, it is the detailed structure of TS of testis, in which what? The gametogenesis process is carried out. Means the development and formation of male gamete, or the development or formation of the sperm is carried out with the help of what? Sertoli cells and germinal epithelium cell. It is the detailed structure of TS of testis. And the first part is primary male organ or the male gonad, testis, is completed. Now we move on the second, that is the accessory duct. So students, we are discussed. Now we are going on accessory ducts. These are the ducts which included in the male reproductive system or in human male reproductive system. Before we start the accessory ducts, we discussed about the TS of testis. It is the gland or the gonad of male reproductive system. Now the accessory ducts. In the male reproductive system, this is the gonad or male primary organ, testis, and from the testis a tube-like structure is formed, and these tube-like structures are included retetestis, vasa efferentia, epidermis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct and urethra. These are the accessory ducts which take part in the human male reproductive system. Now retetestis. What is the retetestis? Retetestis is a network form in the testis, which network form is derived from the lobules, and these lobules are interconnected in single part or interconnected in the network like projection, that is known as the retetestis. So from the retetestis, vasa efferentia is produced. From the retetestis, the vasa efferentia is produced. It is a thin tube. Then vasa efferentia is continued to the epidermis. These vasa efferentia are connected to the epidermis. Epidermis is the epidermis which is arranged in circular manner to the testis. The epidermis has three parts. The epidermis has three parts: head, body and tail. So the epidermis has three parts: head, body and tail. So the uppermost part, which is head, is known as the caput epidermis. It is known as the caput epidermis. It is the head part. Now the middle is body of the epidermis, which is known as the corpus epidermis. The middle portion of the epidermis which is known as corpus epididymis. It is known as corpus epididymis. And the lowermost part of the epididymis, which is tail part, or the lowermost part of the epididymis, is known as cauda epididymis. Cauda epididymis. The function of that epididymis: the sperm undergo maturation in epididymis, means the gametogenesis process takes place in the testes, and the function of that epididymis, it give maturity to the spermatozoa or sperm. Now the epididymis is connect to the vasa deferens. Vasa deferens is very long tube which is connected to the epididymis, or we can say that the testis, and it joined to the seminal vesicle. The vasa deferens is long tube which derived from epididymis, we can say that the testis, and it's joined to the seminal vesicle, and it's connected to the seminal vesicle gland at a single point. Okay na? It is connected to the seminal vesicle at a single point. That point is known as the ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct is connected between vas deferens and seminal vesicle. Means seminal vesicles and vas deferens are interconnected in a ejaculatory duct, and ejaculatory duct is also accessory duct of the male reproductive system. Now ejaculatory duct is connected to the urethra of male, and the transfer of sperm from the testis is carried out from from vasa deferens to the ejaculatory duct, and lastly it enters into the urethra. Urethra is a long tube present in the male reproductive system, and it takes part in the excretion of urine as well as in the sperm transfer, means it takes part in the transfer of sperm, that is the ejaculation, with the process of ejaculation, as well as the urethra is also take part in the excretion of the urine. Hence the urethra is known as the urinogenital duct. It is also known as the urinogenital duct because it take part, means the function of urethra is what? Excrete the urine as well as sperm also, means it transfer the sperm from testis to the female body, as well as it excrete the urine, means it function is the both, it carry urine as well as semen. That's why it is known as the urinogenital duct. In the male reproductive system, these accessory ducts, retetestis, vasa differentia, epididymis, vasa deferens, and ejaculatory duct. These ducts are in pair. Retetestis presents in the both testes. Okay na? In both testes, retetestis is present. Then vasa efferentia also presents. Retetestis as well as vasa efferentia, then vasa deferens, means again the ejaculatory duct. These all ducts are in pair except the urethra. It is only in single in number, and these retetestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vasa deferens, and ejaculatory ducts are in pair, and the male reproductive system is carried out with the help of testis. Obviously testis produce sperm or spermatozoa, and along with the testis accessory ducts also in function in the male reproductive system, that is testis, vasa efferentia, epidermis, vasa deferens, ejaculatory duct, and last one is the urethra. The function is what? The transfer of sperm, transfer of semen, which consists, the semen consists million of sperm, and from the single ejaculation it goes from the male to the female. Here the accessory duct, this topic is over. It consists, I repeat that, 5 ducts. These are in pair: testis, vasa efferentia, epidermis, vasa deferens, ejaculatory duct, and the urethra is the single in number. Here accessory ducts are over. Now we move on the third topic, that is glands. There is 3 glands in male reproductive system. The first one is the seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle. It is the first type of gland. It is seminal vesicle. The seminal vesicle consists 60% of the total volume of the semen. It secretes the semen. It consists 60% of the total volume of the semen, and the seminal vesicle produce fructose and fibrinogen. Fructose, fibrinogen, and prostaglandins. It secretes fructose, fibrinogen, and prostaglandins. The function of fructose, which secrete from the seminal vesicle, the function of fructose, it give energy to the motility of sperm. It give energy to the motility of sperm, or we can say that to the transfer of sperm. Fibrinogen, it helps in the coagulation of semen. The function of fibrinogen, it coagulates the semen. That's why the ejaculation is fast in the vagina. The prostaglandins is also present in the seminal vesicle gland. The function of that prostaglandins, it stop the reverse peristalsis of the semen. It stops the reverse peristalsis of the semen. Now seminal vesicles, second gland is the prostate gland. Prostate gland is single in number. The seminal vesicles are in pair, okay, both sides the seminal vesicle are present. The seminal vesicles are enter into the prostate gland. Prostate gland is larger in size. It is single in number. Prostate gland is larger and it is single in number. Now the third gland is copper gland. The prostate gland consists 30% of the semen from total volume of the semen. The prostate gland is large, heart in shaped. Okay, na? It is prostate gland. It consists 30% of the total volume of the semen. It is largest gland, means larger than the seminal vesicle, larger than the Copper's gland, and it is single in number. Third one is the Copper's gland. Copper's gland, there is small pea-like structure is present both the side of urethra. Copper glands is present both side of the urethra. It is small pea size in shape, and it is also take part in the process of male reproductive system. And the function of that Copper's gland is it secrete alkaline mucus. It secrete alkaline viscous mucus, which helps as a lubricant at the time of copulation. Which helps as the lubricant at the time of copulation, and it is secreted by the Copper's gland. Here the male reproductive system is over. There is what we studied, TS of testis means male gonad. Again accessory ducts, there are 6 type of accessory ducts, as well as glands also take part in the male reproductive system or in the human male reproductive system. The glands are a seminal vesicle. We can say that seminal glands, second is the prostate glands, and third one is the Cowper's gland. So students, today we studied the human male reproductive system. Okay, thank you.